As the world mourns Pope Francis, history's most secretive transfer of power begins. White smoke, the path to a new pope, guides you through this momentous transition. We explain exactly what happens next, leading to the dramatic conclave vote. Learn how each ritual unfolds, what each tradition means, and why these ancient ceremonies still matter today. Follow along as the throne of St. Peter stands empty and a new chapter in church history begins. White Smoke, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you know what a group of flamingos is called? That's just one of thousands of facts you'll discover on 5 daily trivia questions. Hi, I'm Mark Ellison. Join me every weekday for 5 mind-expanding questions about everything from ancient history to modern technology. Perfect for impressing friends or dominating your next pub quiz. 5 daily trivia questions. And the answer, a group of flamingos, is called a flamboyance. 5 daily trivia questions.
Caloroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mack with another episode of The Lost 5 Good News Stories. So what happened here is I opened up my file on my computer, which is called Good News 24, and I was just cleaning up the computer, and I noticed a bunch of scripts that I never actually recorded for one reason or another, so I thought I'd dust them off and do some bonus episodes on Saturday. So when we were not recording in 2024, a Wichita courtroom had rang out with sobs and cheers when over 24 people learned that their life savings had been recovered after being lost by the local bank. Yeah, over $8 million in funds were returned after the FBI located and seized a cryptocurrency wallet linked to an account in the Cayman Islands. This sounds like a movie. The bank's founder claims he had unintentionally lost it all by investigating in a sophisticated cryptocurrency scam. What kind of bank is this? Well, I'll tell you what kind. It's the kind where you lose your defense and you get 24 years in prison for defrauding depositors and investors. The judge told the shareholders one by one they were going to be made entirely whole again after the FBI's Financial Crimes Division located the cryptocurrency account. Financial experts remind you to make certain you understand the risks before any investment. Always good advice there. A Canadian professor lost his ring while swimming in Barbados. However, 47 years later, the man celebrated his 83rd birthday by putting the ring on again after it was found by a freediver. Oh my. The professor says, one day I took my younger son and waded into the ocean. He was knocked over by waves. I reached to grab hold of him. He pulled on my hand and my Mack alumni ring came off. We searched for it, but we were unsuccessful. He had received the ring in 1965 when he graduated from the Faculty of Science. Fast forward to 2024 when Johnny Mack forgot to record this script. Something unbelievable happened. Here's where it gets even more crazy. There was another McMaster University scholar visiting Barbados, and that guy brought along an underwater metal detector. The freediver, Alex, found the ring. Luckily, the ring was engraved with the year 1965 and the initials FMP. That turned out to be Frederick Morgan Perigo, who is the aforementioned professor. Pretty cool. Back in 2024, when Johnny Mack forgot to record this lost script, we had the finalists for the 2024 Comedy Wildlife Awards. The finalists included a smiling elephant seal, an otter holding its feet up in the pose of a guru, a cheetah playing hide and seek, and a squirrel stuck headfirst in the knothole of a tree. Other images, a raccoon appearing to whisper into a fellow raccoon's ear, a fish chasing an eagle across the sky, and a frog whose head is enveloped by a large bubble in the water. Now, had I told you about this, you would have been able to vote, but since I didn't tell you about it, let's look up who won. Your winner is... I'm tempted to Ryan Seacrest you and do it after the break, but I won't. I'll tell you now. Stuck squirrel. Oh, this is so sad. Not funny at all. You see a tree with a hole in it, and the squirrel is sideways, but his legs are out sideways. Oh, my. Go to comedywildlifephoto.com and a couple of those sub things. You'll find it. Oh, poor squirrel. A woman broke her leg while hiking. She was rescued by a trio of young men who carried her all the way down the mountain on their backs. Wow. Ursula was out there doing a 3.2-mile hike. Her goal was to get to the place where she had scattered her mother's ashes 23 years before. But Ursula's 79 now. She made it to the top, left some flowers, and heading down, stepped in a hole, fell, broke her foot, cried out for help. 3 young hikers came to her side, called 911. The search and rescue team said, "We'll be there in 5 hours." Yikes. Troy is an Air Force airman. He was hiking up to the lookout with his fiancée and a friend. Ursula's like, "Got any painkillers?" And they were like, "Nope." So Airman Troy May told the Washington Post, "I knew I was capable of carrying her down. I really didn't make much of a decision. I just knew I needed to carry her down if I could." He strapped her on his back, and he started walking down 3/4 of the 1.8 miles that remained on the journey. On the way, they passed occupational therapist Emily, who helped Ursula with some breathing exercises, and, boy, this is amazing, and physical therapist Tim, who splinted her leg. I probably should have recorded this story last year. We would have all enjoyed it. Ursula wound up with 11 screws and a titanium plate. White smoke. The path to a new pope explores humanity's most elaborate and secretive transfer of power, a process now unfolding following the death of Pope Francis. This series reveals the hidden rituals, ancient traditions, and behind-the-scenes drama of papal transition. As the Catholic world enters this solemn period of mourning and anticipation, join us in witnessing how the Church has perfected this sacred process over 2,000 years, and what happens in these crucial days when the throne of St. Peter stands empty. White Smoke brings listeners inside the conclave that will determine who will succeed Pope Francis and lead the Church into its next chapter. White Smoke, wherever you get your podcasts.
You can get this podcast completely ad-free right now. If you're on Apple, just click the banner that says Uninterrupted Listening, and you'll get your first month free. If you use Spotify or other podcast players, go to caloroga.com/plus. It's just $5 a month, and you'll get access to over 20 premium shows with no interruptions. Binge listen to new series like the political thriller Acting President, Signal Lost, where military secrets land on the wrong phone, and Pager Protocol, the thriller about exploding pagers in the wrong hands. Plus, enjoy daily shows like Palace Intrigue about the royal family, daily comedy news, and 5 daily trivia questions to test your knowledge, and White Smoke, taking you behind the scenes at what's happening right now at the Vatican. You also get all our hot shows like 5 good news stories. Enjoy your favorite content without any ad breaks. Remember, Apple users click the uninterrupted listening banner for your free first month, and everyone else head to caloroga.com/plus. Get ad-free listening today.
And they had a naming competition for a Firetruck. 1,500 different names for the truck were submitted. 6,700 people voted. The nominees were Fred for Fire Rescue Emergency Deployment. That's pretty good. Judy Drench, Spraying Mantis, the New Zealand words for Water in Abundance, and the words for Fire Warrior. Who do you think won? That's right, Judy Drench, 62% of the votes. The airport chairperson said, and just like the Grand Dame who inspired the winning name, we're looking forward to our Judy Drench having a long and stellar career at Hawke's Bay Airport. And those are your 5 Good News Lost stories for today. Back tomorrow with a normal episode.